As Ravana's dead body was lying on the battlefield, the wailing Mandodari shed a flood of tears. Her grief knew no bounds. Suddenly she became unconscious and fell on Ravana's chest, where, writes Valmiki, she glistened like lightning shining in a cloud. The wailing women, her companions, lifted her and said, Devi, you are not aware that this world is ever changing and transient. Even a king's Rajya Lakshmi deserts him when his times change. Seeing Mandodari and other women wailing thus, Rama asked Vibhishana to console them and arrange for his brother's funeral. However, Vibhishana submitted in all humility. I do not want to perform the last rites of a brother who had forsaken the path of dharma and propriety, who was cruel, heartless, untruthful, and an abductor of someone else's woman. He wished nobody well, said Vibhishana. Even though a brother, Ravana was my enemy, he was my elder and therefore deserved to be worshipped as such. However, he was unfit of my respect. The world might call me cruel or Rama, but when they learn of Ravana's misdeeds, they would approve of my thinking. Valmiki continues, responding in wise, meaningful, and polite words. Rama said, Rakshasa Raj, I owe you my victory and I owe you a return of gratitude. Hence, I must advise you of what is correct and incorrect. Listen to these words spoken of a person who was his enemy. The Nishachara might have been untruthful and evil. However, on the battlefield, he was always glorious, brave, and chivalrous. I hear that even Indra and other devatas could not defeat him in a war. A mighty warrior, Ravana, could make the world weep. What a sentence! An enemy ought not to last beyond death. Enmity must end. Our purpose has been served. Now, said Ram, he is as much my brother as yours. Hence, perform his last rites and cremate him. Dharma demands that you perform his last rites with proper ceremony at the earliest. This will earn you a good name. Obeying Ram, preparation for Ravan's cremation were made forthwith. Entering Lanka, Vibhishana performed the Agnihotra for the king. The Rakshasas arranged for a carriage, logs of wood, sacred fires and purohits to perform yagya, logs of sandalwood, splinters of wood of different sizes, fragrant aloe and gems, pearls and coral for the buyer. The trumpeters played on their instruments to announce the death of their king and welcome his body. The body of the Rakshasa Raj Ravana was wrapped in silk, writes Valmiki. It was placed on a golden bier. The Rakshasa Brahmins stood around with tears in their eyes to chant appropriate mantras. Vibhishana and other Rakshasas carried the bier on their shoulders, while several others followed in the procession. Priests chanting the Vedic mantras and carrying 3 types of fires in pots led the mourners. The weeping heron women walked behind the body. Reaching the cremation ground, Ravana's bier was placed on purified wood. It was placed on the pyre erected by Vibhishana and other Rakshasas and cremated as per rituals. Earlier, the holy fire was started in a small pavilion erected towards the southeast of the pyre. A ladle full of curds and ghee was placed on the shoulders of the deceased. With tears flowing down his eyes, Vibhishana conducted all rituals and later He lit the pyre accompanied by the chanting of mantras. Then he had a bath and dressed in wet clothes, offered his oblations of the sesame seeds, kusha grass, and water to Ravana. Consoling the wives of the king, he requested them to return to the palace. They followed his direction. Valmiki continues, Vibhishana approached Rama with his head bowed. Although happy at his victory, Rama soon gave up the bow, arrows, and the massive armor sent by Indra for his use and returned to his peaceful demeanor. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.